ABC 22 News.
At this place in history, we're in Cambridge with Steve Perkins, the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society. Steve, to be exact, we're on Mansfield Avenue in Cambridge, just off of Route 15. So what is it about this monument that brings us here?
It was put together by the GAR, the Cambridge GAR. So what does GAR stand for? It stands for Grand Army of the Republic. And if you want to get really fancy, you can start looking at maps, and you'll notice that Route 15 is the Grand Army of the Republic highway. So what's the Grand Army of the Republic? We've invited Leah McCone, who's a Civil War historian, noted author, and member of the Cambridge Historical Society, to join us.
There were, at its peak, 400,000 members. There were about 1.5 million people that served in the Union Army. So it was the largest of the veterans group. Each state had what they called a department, and the departments were then organized into local groups called posts. Like this was post number 10 of the Department of Vermont.
How many posts were there in Vermont?
At its peak, about 50. A lot of the, particularly the New England groups, were integrated. The GAR was responsible in 1868 for creating Memorial Day at the end of May. The next 5 presidents who were elected in the United States were all connected with that.
Were there allied groups to the GAR?
There were ladies' auxiliaries, and there actually were 5 of them. And one of them, probably the most active, was the Women's Relief Corps. Put this monument up, and also the one that's in City Hall Park in Burlington.
There are no members of the Grand Army of the Republic anymore, but there's a successor group.
The Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. The auxiliary groups are all still active too, all 5 of them.
I understand this is the only GAR monument located anywhere along the GAR highway, Route 15.
Correct, yeah. So I made it an easy choice for the historical marker that's going to be put up, probably just across the road. We're still negotiating on the exact site, but the order's at the foundry, and next spring we'll do a big deal commemoration.
If anyone wants to learn more about the former post number 10 here in Cambridge, or the GAR more broadly, what kinds of resources they can turn to?
Well, online there is a good website of the Sons of Union Veterans. In terms of each local place, of course, the local historical society is always a good place to, and we're fortunate in that the Cambridge GAR Post record book was preserved. It's in the vault at the Cambridge town offices, and it was painstakingly transcribed.
A fraternal organization that became a potent political force at this place in history.
Local news that matters.